Good, beautiful Friday morning. Welcome to this episode of A Dog's Life. My name is John. I am your host. This morning, it is on my spirit to talk about struggle. Yesterday afternoon, it was on my soul to call a friend and just I called I'm gonna start this over. It was on my soul to call a friend. And my intention in calling her had just been to let her know I know she's been going through a lot, and I just wanted to call and say, hey, you are not struggling alone. You are not the only one that struggles. We spoke for about 45 minutes. And I had said to her, I've went through a lot in the last 3 months that I have not shared on here because I feel that struggle is a personal thing. I feel that it's between us and God, us and our inner source. So we had a beautiful conversation for about 45 minutes. We both went on with our days. And then fast forward to this morning, I had seen a post from a friend, I'd seen it on Facebook, who had went through some challenges about 60 days ago, and apparently they have resurfaced. This friend, in a moment of frustration and not being sure what to do, had reached out to someone close to her for guidance and help. And in doing so, had started a chain of events that have really wreaked a lot of havoc and chaos in her life. Was not her intention at all. She was in a moment of frustration and was truly just looking for guidance / help from those close to her where she thought she could find it. It has really been on my soul that we need to in moments like that, we should be reaching into our inner selves. Whether you call it God, whether you call it energy, whether you call it source, we all believe in that something greater inside of us, or we would not be here. You would not be listening to this podcast. I'm not saying that those that we feel are truly for us, that we should not look to them. That we should not look to them for one more time. I'm going to get it. We should be able to use those close to us as a sounding board. When we're in contemplation with ourselves, I think those close to us that we know will honor our wishes, that are not going to go out and talk about the things that are shared. I think those close to us are meant to be our sounding boards. But when it comes to moments that really feel overwhelming, we should not look to those outside of us. We should look to our inner selves, to our God, to our energy. We should look inside of us, not outside of us, when we are in a state like that. It also kind of hit me this morning like a ton of bricks. What if we quit saying we had struggles? What are struggles if we take the connotation off of it that we put there? So we put a negative connotation on struggles. What if we take that connotation off and just say, hey, if I'm going through all of these things that do not resonate with me, what is my inner self trying to get me to change in my life? So I really don't think we have struggle at all. I think we have our inner selves nudging us to change, to go from the caterpillar to the butterfly at whatever level we are at. Maybe if we change the way we view things, instead of viewing it as struggle, that we just view it as my inner self is trying to tell me something. What if I took a step back and listened and looked at my life to see what my inner self is trying to get me to change to be a better version of me? And just so you know, that is not just for all of you out there, that is for myself as well. There has been I have transformed so much over the last 4 to 6 months. I am such a better version of myself that is understanding its place in this world and the good that it has to give, the things that it can give back to help those around me. And that change didn't come the change did not come when times were easy. The change came when I was down in the mud in what at one point I would have labeled as struggle. But now I just label as my inner self putting up barriers so I would make different choices. When was the last time you sat and had a conversation with your inner self? And it does not have to be verbal like I'm doing now with you. It can just be in your head. And maybe not even had a conversation. When was the last time you just sat and opened yourself up to your inner self and just felt its guidance? Instead of trying to impose your power to make everything happen like the world will ask you to do, Sit back in quiet and solitude and just let the guidance come through you. It's in there. It is wanting to show you the way. If you're tired of all the roadblocks, let it be in charge. Be like water. Is it easy? It is much easier than it was 4 months ago. Are there times that I have to stop myself from questioning? Abso-freaking-lutely. But the more you make it a habit, just like you make anything a habit, it becomes so much more natural to just listen to your inner self, to let it be your guide, your compass. We're part of, I want to rephrase that. If you can say the words that I am worthy and truly mean that in your soul, about everything, accepting yourself the way you are and being able to say I am worthy and believe it, then you're at a place that you need to listen to that voice inside of you. You need to listen to the God inside of you, the energy inside of you, whatever label you put on it. I'm not worried about labels. We all have different ways of growing into the butterfly that we're meant to be. But you know that you have that inside of you. You know that you are something greater than just this physical body. So if things have been tugging at you to be different or nudging you to be different, that's you, not the physical you. That is the you inside of you saying, hey, you are greatness. I'm giving you all of these signs to understand that you're going down paths that don't align with that. I'm trying to push you back over here because I see the you that you don't see sometimes. I see the greatness that is there. I have so much belief in you. I'm not putting these roadblocks there to be struggle for you. I'm putting them there so that you may finish your transformation from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Let's not look at roadblocks as struggle. Let's look at roadblocks and then look inside of ourselves and find out why they were put there, what we need to change within us. I love you all so much for sharing this journey with me. It feeds my soul to watch the transformations that you are all going through. Please feel free to reach out, whether it's through this YouTube channel, text, Facebook, email. I love you all. If you need a sounding board, I'm here. If you're at a roadblock, you need to talk to the inner you. I love you.